Good morning, everybody, and thank you for joining us today here. My name is Jess Riley. I'm the Director of Life Sales here at IAMS, and today we will be talking with Sydney Hall, who is a regional wholesaler at Assurity, a really exciting product offering that they have. So really excited to have you guys on today. A lot of opportunity will come with this product, and we're happy to go through it with you. We do want to go ahead and start off covering a couple of housekeeping things or a few things about IAMS as an IMO and some of the things that we offer for you guys. So if you've been with us for a while, you'll know some of these things. If you have not, definitely look at what IAMS has to offer. We have the best back office support in the industry, but there's lots of other things that we provide to you as well. I'd like to highlight some of that. So if you are a new producer to us, one of the big incentives is our new producer builders. This is something that we do for new advisors to help them grow their production. And we do it based on different tiers that you hit. So once you hit the $100,000 level, now keep in mind these numbers are based on indexed annuities. If we're talking about life insurance, it's going to be a tenth. So 100,000 would be $10,000 of target. 250,000 would be 25,000 of target, etc. So once you hit that first level, 100,000, you can choose from the items you see there on the screen. Any free postcard mailing, 1,500 pieces. The most current iPad, you can choose cash, or you can do some pre-formatted emails along with a marketing analysis that we will run through with you. If you hold on and hit that 250,000 level or 25,000 of target, we can up that to a 3,000 piece mailing. You can see we've got marketing reimbursement. We've got different collateral, newspaper ads, etc. at that level. If you wait and hit the $500,000 level, now we're talking a 5,000 piece mailer or a training session with one of our top producers, Mr. Matt Gill. You can get a stay at the Ritz-Carlton. We can do things like a billboard ad, seminar presentations, email distributions, or a full website overhaul. And then you do have an option to do a 4,000 piece mailing for a Dave Pemper seminar as well. We get really good turnouts for those events. You hit the 750 level, you can see you can get yourself on the radio. That would get you 8 recorded shows and setup costs, etc. Or you could choose a couple of seminars with guaranteed buying units, 4,500 lead credits for digital annuity leads, or a social media campaign. And you can see as we hit that million level, we're getting into some pretty good stuff. Preset annuity appointments, which have a high premium to them, videos, consumer-facing brochures, etc., different workshops and mail drops. So just a lot of opportunity. It's our way of letting you guys know we certainly appreciate you doing business with us, and we want to help you to grow and grow with you. Another way that we can help you guys get some extra money in your pocket are through the referred producer program. So if you are an advisor and you refer another producer to us, they become contracted, we get you $50. We get you another $100 when that agent or agents produce their first piece of business, and that goes paid with us. And then you can actually earn thousands on their business as they continue to write with us. So you can see we make quarterly payments, basically like override payments on your referrals, 15 basis points for target, life target, or 20 basis points for indexed annuities. The SPL is single premium life, and then the multi-year guarantees, of course, are 10 basis points. And then we also do have a really great marketing reimbursement program. So $100 in marketing reimbursement for per 100,000 of FIA premium that comes in. They do spice that up a little bit. If you're writing single premium life, they'll pay you double on the marketing reimbursement for the same volume there, so $200. Or if you hit $10,000 in life target premium, we will pay an extra $200 to your marketing reimbursement account. So again, ways to make extra money just for doing what you guys are already doing out there. We want to make sure that, we show our appreciation to you that way. One of the things that I did mention earlier too, and I kind of say it as a one-off, and I probably shouldn't because it's very important, but we do have the best back office support in the industry. And that's been what we've hung our hat on for the past 35 years. That's important to you guys because there are teams of people here who are doing nothing but processing your business, trying to make sure things go as smoothly as possible so your clients are getting the coverages and retirement plans in place that they need, and so that you guys are getting paid on a timely manner. We do that by helping work smarter, not harder. So we've got a ton of business building tools and resources available. Of course, you can work with your sales directors on the life, LTC, or annuity sides with case design. And that can be everything from your basic case design all the way up to advanced markets. We have forms at your fingertips through the website. I would encourage you guys, if you have not registered for our site, to do so and look around. We have a ton of good information there. Quoting softwares, all sorts of different tools out there that people aren't taking advantage of, and I would encourage you to do that. Also, we have paperless contracting, of course, to make that process as easy as possible. One of the main directives we have on the annuity side is to get agents to look at and utilize the Firelight system. As you know, if the past year and a half, 2 years has taught us anything, it's technology is important and business is going to go on, whether we're meeting face to face or not. And one of the good things, in my opinion, to come out of that is folks taking more of an active role using e-apps. The Firelight platform is what we have available, and that's going to cover most of our annuity carriers, and you can get access to that through our website. So that's another great reason to get on there. Get registered for the website, get registered for the Firelight platform. We have people here, if you have questions or need training on how to utilize that platform, that can walk you through that as well. You can see here the carriers that we have currently available on the Firelight platform, and then we've got a handful of them coming as well, and they should be here in the near future. I will tell you on the life insurance side, since that's kind of my area of focus, we use the iPipeline platform, so the iGo e-app, and that's going to cover most of our carriers. If they are not carriers who utilize that platform, they most definitely have other e-app solutions available through their individual websites, and we can coach you where and how to find those and how to use those as well. We also want to make an important point here about our creative marketing services. We have one of the best creative teams in the industry, and we help agents with all sorts of things, just depending on where you are at in your business or your agency's business, whether that's just starting out or in full growth mode. So we have things like turnkey solutions available for you. So these are ready to print, customized flyers, handouts, postcards, etc. You just got to put names and logos on there, and they're ready to go. We do also have agency solutions. So if you're just getting up and running, need help with things like getting a logo built, designing business cards, getting those brochures put together, we can certainly help with that. And then, of course, in the digital world, as I mentioned earlier, that is a bigger and bigger part of all of our lives here. And so it's important that you are, making the most out of your marketing online. And we can help you do that with designing your personal websites and landing pages. We can help consult on social media and how to make sure you're maximizing your efforts there, email marketing, online newsletters, etc. So again, make sure you're talking to the creative team here at IAMS about the ways we can help you. I mentioned earlier, the website is a great resource that a lot of our advisors are not currently using. So we've got, for the life insurance side, the ability to quote term and some universal life. You can get all the product detail that you need on any of our life carriers and products from the site. And we also have information on our top single premium carriers, which is one of the reasons we're having Assurity on today. They've got a great product there. So make sure you're checking that out. There's a lot of good information there. And we do also have a sales resource library that a lot of advisors are not familiar with. That has client presentations, underwriting insights, everything you could possibly want. So make sure and get on there and check it out when you have a few minutes. A big piece of software that I'm sure a lot of you have heard of that we do have available is the Retirement Analyzer. And one of the big things about this platform that I've heard said in the past and I think is accurate is this platform does a great job of taking someone's retirement plan out of their head and putting it to the test. So we all have an idea of how much money we think we need saved and what retirement will look like, but we don't really know if that what we have in mind is actually going to get us where we need to go. And this software does a great job of highlighting that. So I encourage you to ask your sales directors about this platform if you're not using it already. Also, be remiss if I didn't mention the wealth management team. This is the division of IAMS that works with assets under management here. Great resource for people, even if you do not have your 65. There are some agreements that can be in place for referrals for people who need to have somebody setting up mutual fund accounts and things like that. Instead of sending them down the road, send them to people you know here at IAMS, and we can actually work with you and get a little money back in your pocket on those referrals as well. But again, the importance of that is you're going to see an increase of revenue, managed money fees. If you are properly licensed, they're obviously going to keep some extra income coming to you. It certainly helps with your client retention. Even if you do not have your 65 or any of your series licenses, you are able to work with our team and refer folks over. Again, that ties them in tighter with you. And that, of course, strengthens the relationship overall. So make sure you're talking to us about the wealth management side if you've got some interest there as well. Also, the big deal is our Top Producer Summit. This is a massive Mediterranean cruise that we're going to be taking next summer. Still a lot of time to qualify here. You can see we're going to go to some really magnificent places, starting off in Rome and ending up in Venice. Qualifications 4.5 million points. So that's equal to $4.5 million of indexed annuity production. If you have details on that or want to know your standings, make sure and talk to your sales directors about that as well. Still lots of time to qualify here. As you can see, the qualification period doesn't end until June of next year. Also, if you are an Athene agent, we want to make sure you're aware of an event they have going on Hilton Head Island here in March of next year. There's a $2 million qualifier for this, and the qualification period is April 1st to December 31st of this year. So if you are an Athene rider, it would certainly be worth your time to hit that goal. Beautiful golf courses, beautiful resorts that you'll be staying at, and a lot of fun to be had. Another big area of interest here are the life and annuity academies, and we are back up and running with these academies. So we're going to have 2-day training sessions. We have one scheduled for September 29th through November 1st, and another that's going to be November 3rd through the 5th. Go to the IAMS website if you are interested in attending these and register for one of these events. We're going to be covering sales ideas and strategies. We're going to have some of our top agents there. We're going to be talking about some of our turnkey seminar systems, the marketing collateral and things we have available, just a lot of great stuff. And we know a lot of you are itching to get back out there, so I encourage you to check out the dates and register on our site if that's something that's of interest to you. And then, of course, follow us and like us on the socials. We put a lot of content out there on LinkedIn and Facebook, so make sure you're following us there, and we'll continue to put out good information for you. So if you do have questions after the presentation or anything we cover, feel free to call us. Here's our number in the website, 800-255-5055. Certainly be happy to answer any questions you have. Now, I am sure you guys are all tired of me talking, and we want to get to the main part of this presentation. And again, I would like to introduce Sydney Hall, who is our regional wholesaler at Assurity. Been a great partner of ours. They're a great company to work with in a lot of ways, and we're going to highlight a few of those today. So with that being said, Sydney, I am going to change the presenter over to you, and you can take this and run with it. Thank you for jumping on board.
Awesome. Yeah, absolutely. So pumped to be here. Get a little Husker plug in there. And then we are good to go. So yes, my name is Sydney Hall. Thank you for the lovely introduction. I am super excited to be here to chat with you about single premium whole life, kind of our product and how that fits a couple different solutions that you might be presented with your customers. Hopping right in, I just want to tell you a little bit about why you should listen to what I have to say today, why you should even be thinking about selling single premium whole life. Number one, steady stream of prospects. You'll see throughout the different case studies that I talk through later that this product isn't really made for one particular type of customer, but for children, for retirement solutions, for wealth transfer, all sorts of ages, all sorts of different demographics. So it really is one that you can be talking about in a lot of different ways. Do you want the right product for your customer at the right time? Right now really is the right time for a single premium whole life product, especially in the interest rate market that we're in right now. This is a great way to get your customers' money off the sidelines and put to work for them so they can have some guaranteed earnings from their money. Do you want to meet the need of a range of clients? Again, this can cover so many different concepts, so many different customers, whether that be different ages or different types of dump-ins. Do you want to offer tempting tax benefits? Obviously, the death benefit is always going to be tax-free, and that is going to allow for more flexibility in their wealth transfer. Do you want to offer both living benefits and lifetime protection? So not only does this product come with a guaranteed death benefit, but it also has some ways built into the product that your customer can utilize some of those funds before they pass away, if that's what they need to do. So because of those reasons, pay attention to what we're going to jump into next, which is the features of Assurity's single premium whole life product. So first, the issue ages, we do go down to 15 days. I know that's kind of fun. Means that this can be, used in that juvenile market. If, let's say, a grandparent wanted to just purchase policies on all of her grandkids, they can do that. We do typically go up to age 85. Currently, we are limited to age 80 through COVID. However, we do know that our Senior VP of Underwriting did make a recommendation to our board to change this. And so we should be getting an update shortly, and hopefully we'll be going back up to that 85-year number. But right now we can go up to age 80. We do have those low face amounts as well, so down to $5,000 of face amount for those older ages, and then $10,000 on those under 55. So that really, again, another reason that this is super flexible. It can be used for someone who just wants to dump in a little bit, or it can be used for someone who really wants to dump in a lot and see a big return from it. Typical underwriting classes, it is guaranteed to age 121. And we did redo our non-medical limits back in 2019. So your customer can apply for up to $700,000 of face amount and not have to go through any medical underwriting if they are between the ages of 18 and 60. Up to age 85, we can do up to $450,000 of face amount. So that means that really any age that your customer is, there is that non-medical limit somewhere built in. Couple riders that we have to offer. So the first is the single premium insurance rider. One thing that I like about this is it adds more flexibility for your customer. So this allows them to dump additional money up to the initial amount within the first 12 months of the policy. So let's say that they're going to put in $50,000 now and $50,000 in 8 months. They have the flexibility to do that. So it really opens up a lot of different opportunity for your customers to say, hey, I don't want to throw $100,000 in now. Can we split it up? The answer with us is yes. And then as well, some people do split that up right off the bat. I will show that in one of our examples. It does kind of take it from more of a death benefit focused product to more of a cash value focused product when you add that rider. It just changes the calculations a little bit. So if the customer is more concerned about having that cash value growth, a lot of people do a 50-50 split between the rider right off the bat, and that's able to do so as well. And then our accelerated benefits rider or a 101G rider, I'm going to talk about this a little bit later, but this is the way that your customer can access that death benefit before they actually pass away. If they are 2 of 6 ADL deficient or cognitively impaired, they're able to accelerate up to $500,000 of their death benefit maximum to help cover some of those expenses. Then hopping into our first case study, talking through a little bit of wealth transfer. This is a great concept, and it's talked about a lot for a single premium whole life product. So this is going to be obviously an immediate increase in estate value, not only because of that death benefit, but because immediately they're going to have that cash value in their policy. They have the accessible cash value from day one that they are able to take a loan or withdrawal against if they need to, and it will continue to grow on a guaranteed basis, as well as there's potential for that extra growth on the non-guaranteed side for your customer to take that money and use for what they need. The death benefit on this product is always going to be tax-free, so this means that that's a great option for wealth transfer. They can pass it on to their heirs without having to worry about them not getting the full amount. And then the accelerated benefits rider allows them to also utilize that death benefit prematurely if they need to. And that's super helpful because typically these are going to be older customers. So age 60 plus is typically when they're looking to figure their wealth transfer strategy out. And this is a great solution for them. Relatively healthy, it's going to say that on all of our case studies, typically healthy enough to not get declined is what we mean. We don't want them to have a bunch of different medical conditions stacked on top of each other, or if they don't, we'll consider them relatively healthy. They have those non-qualified assets that they want to pass on to their heirs. They want to make sure that they get passed on tax-free so that their children or grandchildren or favorite charity are able to use as much of their gift as they can. And then talking through a little bit of a case study and talking through some illustrations on this one. So we have a 68-year-old female, we'll call her Susan. She has $30,000 in CDs. She wants to pass money on to her grandkids so that they can pay for college. So obviously she wants to take the money in the CDs and put it to work for her. So we are going to put that into a single premium whole life. So you'll see it's for a 68-year-old female, standard, non-tobacco. Initially, right off the bat, she's going to have $48,332 of guaranteed death benefit, $24,152 of guaranteed cash value. You're going to notice that on the non-guaranteed side, our death benefit does grow. Assurity is a mutual company, which means that we do pay dividends on our permanent life products. It is not guaranteed because we might not pay a dividend every year. However, we do have very strong dividend history, so you can be really confident in that number on the right-hand side as well. So when we look at age 83, that's life expectancy for a female. This is going to be 15 years after she purchased it, and she's going to have $52,399 that's passed on tax-free to her grandchildren to help pay for college off $30,000. So she nearly doubled her money in 15 years. Now, another one of our concepts is pre-retirement. So this is going to be some younger folks, 45 to 55, again, relatively healthy, basically able to purchase the policy, and they have an accumulation of assets. So they've worked in their career, they've become established, they've maybe gotten some promotions over the years, and they've accumulated some things. They're not struggling. Why are they going to look at a Assurity single premium whole life for their retirement strategy? A part of their retirement strategy. It's going to have that tax-free death benefit. It's going to have tax-deferred growth. It's going to have that accelerated benefits rider. You're going to notice that we are able to put more on the illustration into that cash value since April. If you've illustrated our product since then, you're going to see that a little bit more gets dumped into that cash value than that death benefit due to some changes. And then we have our accelerated benefits rider. Again, they're going to have that retirement solution. They're going to have that tax or that cash value growth, but it also is going to have that death benefit that they can pull against if they need to get in-home health care or nursing care, as well as the growth potential. So it's going to take money off the sidelines. It's going to put it to work for your customer so it's not sitting in a CD. It's not sitting in a low interest investment. It's going to have guaranteed growth. So we have another case study. We'll call him John. He's a 45-year-old male. He has $500,000 in his portfolio, but as he's getting older and nearing retirement, he wants to take some out of some aggressive investments and put it into a secure base. And so we're going to just take $100,000 of that into a Assurity single premium whole life. This is the case study where we're going to look at splitting that up between the base and the SPIR, the single premium insurance rider. So we're going to put 50,000 into the base and 50,000 into the SPIR because we're looking for more cash value growth. So at age 65, typical retirement age, we're going to see that non-guaranteed cash value of almost $200,000, which is a rate of return of almost 5%. And on the non-guaranteed death benefit side, we're going to see a little bit over $400,000 at age 65. And I'll show you the illustration for that, as well as the schedule on that rate of return of a little over 10%. So here is our illustration. It's 45-year-old male, standard non-tobacco. We're going to see that we dumped in that 100,000. Again, it's all within the first year, so it's going to show up together, but that's 50 in the base, 50 in the SPIR. That's going to give us an initial guaranteed death benefit of $319,000 and that initial cash value of $82,640. 20 years after purchasing the policy, when we get to retirement age, we're going to see that on that non-guaranteed side, due to that dividend, as well as the cash value growth, we have that $409,000 death benefit. Again, he can pull against that if he needs to using the accelerated benefits rider, as well as he has almost $200,000 that he can utilize in retirement. Here is that schedule that shows the pre-tax rate of return. So again, about a little over 10% on that death benefit and about almost 5% on the cash value. I know I've mentioned this a few different times throughout the presentation, but I want to dive a little bit deeper into that accelerated death benefit rider or 101G rider. This is those living benefits that I mentioned at the beginning. So gives your customer the option to use some of their death benefit before they pass away. I think a lot of people have in their mind that when you purchase life insurance, it's for when you pass away, but this is a way that it does not have to end up that way. This provides the option to advance a portion of the death benefit if the insured is diagnosed with a terminal or chronic illness. So terminal illness for us is going to be 12 or less months to live. They are able to accelerate $250,000 a year, $500,000 lifetime max, as long as they keep $10,000 in their death benefit. Chronic illness, this is going to be something that is certified by a physician as being unable to perform 2 of 6 ADLs, or being severely cognitive impaired for 90 days. This is going to allow the customer to not only necessarily pay for a nursing home, if they want to get in-home health care so they can stay in their home, if they want to pay for a family member to come be close by so that they don't have to, move into a home, if they want to use it to renovate their home so that they can have a wheelchair ramp or things like that. All of these are options that the customer has. They can use the money for whatever they want. They could take a really sweet vacation and go on a 2-week Mediterranean cruise if they wanted to. So it really does give your customer a lot of options. It means that not only is that tax-free death benefit available, but they have options as well. Couple of the resources that we have available for you. So we have our single premium quick quoter. This is going to be SPWL.assurity.com. This is going to pull up. You can type in on your phone, tablet, computer, wherever you get your internet, the age, the gender, and the dump-in amount and the tobacco status of the customer. And it's going to pop up an illustration of our guaranteed cash value and death benefit growth based on those 4 factors, so that you could, in less than 5 seconds, have a quick quote for your customer. If you strike up a conversation in line at a coffee shop and you want to show them how much they could grow in 20 years off $50,000, you can do that super quickly and start that conversation. You can even then send it to the customer and CC yourself so that you have that record to follow up and they have something tangible to take away as well. Talk a lot about social media. I think especially over the last couple of years, this has gotten bigger and bigger, and it really is something that you should be working into your business. There are millions of people that utilize each social media outlet, and we want to make it as easy as possible for you to do that. So we've created these social media kits. We have 5 of them total, 1 specifically on single premium, and then 1 for just general life insurance, and then a few others as well. This is 10 turnkey pre-made posts with a picture. All you have to do is copy and paste the post into your LinkedIn or Facebook or Twitter, and then add that picture in, and you have a post that was created. It has a nice, pretty edited marketing picture so that you can utilize that to get more looks as well as engage with other people and have more customers calling you. And then we also have our single premium whole life seller's guide. This is going to be a turnkey guide to how to sell a Surety single premium whole life. So it's going to start out with how to start that conversation. It's going to say, here are some definitions you should know. It'll walk you through some case studies like we talked about, as well as the underwriting process, how to close the sale with some final questions, how to overcome objections of the sale. And so it really from start to finish gets you able to sell a Surety single premium whole life. Pardon the last name. It recently changed. I have not gotten a new contact sheet yet, but this is our 800 number on the left-hand side. You can call underwriting, new business, anyone. I know you have a great team at IAMS, but my extension is on there as well if you need to reach out to me to ask questions. My email, shall@assurity.com. Email me anytime if you have any questions, want to see any materials or anything like that. And I will turn it over to Jess to close us up.
All right. Thank you very much. Certainly appreciate all the great information, Sydney. Now, I did have a couple of questions show up for you here. The first one, and I'll let you answer these. The first gentleman had a question of whether or not Assurity offers any second to die whole life options currently.
We do not. We have a single premium whole life and then a participating whole life, and those are our two options currently.
Okay. Another question that came up, which I think is a great opportunity that we want to cover, is one of the advisors on the call is asking, hey, can we utilize 1035s from other contracts to fund this thing?
Absolutely, and that really does change that tax favorability and a little bit better even, because if you're 1035 from a contract that is not already a MEC, then this single premium will not be. Whereas if you're dumping in that cash, then it's going to be a modified endowment contract.
And see, I think that's a very important point, guys, to pay attention to. As you saw in part of the presentation, Sydney was pointing to the cash value. I think it was on the 45-year-old gentleman, the cash value available when he was around retirement age. So let's keep that in mind, guys. If that 1035 money is coming from a non-MEC policy, we can essentially roll it to this product, have a paid-up policy with guarantees, accelerated benefits, and then if we do need or want to get some of those funds out later, if it's not a MEC, guess what? We don't have taxation there. So a lot of people don't realize that on the single pay solutions, but it's certainly a great opportunity. And I would encourage all of you to always be getting in-force illustrations or current statements on your clients' life policies, because a lot of them don't know how the policy is performing or what it's doing. And it's a great chance for you to help them analyze that and potentially get them in a better situation by moving to something like the single premium whole life with Assurity. So,
absolutely.
Okay, go right ahead, Sydney. I'm sorry.
Okay, I was just going to add one more thing that I remembered. If you have a great opportunity, obviously we want you to get started on that single premium whole life. One thing that we're offering is we also have an incentive trip, so you can be really a world traveler. And next year, Assurity is going to Prague in the Europe. And what we're offering currently on our single premium whole life is that while typically we weighted at 6% to consider for that qualification, currently we are weighting it at 10%. So you can have a little bit of a bump in your qualification. Getting contracted with us later in the year also decreases the amount that you have to write in weighted premium to qualify for our trip. So this is definitely the year that you have the most opportunity and it's the easiest to qualify. So I would encourage you to check that out and see if you can hit those numbers.
Absolutely. Yeah, we have you guys traveling all over the place between Hilton Head and the Mediterranean
exactly.
cruise and Assurity's trip. So Okay, well, I've got a couple poll questions, guys. If you'll stick on here and answer these, I would really appreciate it. I'm going to launch those just one at a time here. So the first one should be popping up on the screen here in just a moment. Just asking if you are already currently licensed with IAMS. And just answer that by clicking on the screen, please. Once we get those all in, then we'll pop up a couple more. Okay. Looks like we're getting most of the polls in. The second, oh, hold on a minute. Close that one. The next one, which I think is what we're all on here for, should be popping up in just a moment, which is, could the product that we talked about with Sydney and Assurity here be a good fit or fit the needs for any of your clients? And if I'm a betting man, that should be 100% yeses. I could think that most all of us would find products, or rather clients out there, that could benefit from a paid up policy like this with strong guarantees. So definitely want to make sure that you guys let us know on that. Okay. And then the last one, which I think is very important based on what we saw today and the great job Sydney did presenting the product. We want to find out if you're not already set up with Assurity, would you like to be? They're a great carrier. Like I said, we have a great relationship with them. They work very closely with us and our advisors to make sure we're getting the best service available. And obviously the products are extremely competitive. So I would highly encourage you, if you're not already set up with Assurity, to give us a call after this webinar. Let's get your appointment active so we can start quoting some of those clients. Okay, looks like we got a good pool of feedback here. All right, well, with that, again, I would like to thank everybody for jumping on. I'd like to give a special thanks to Sydney Hall, again, for jumping on, kind of going over this really strong product here. We hope to hear from you all soon. Call me with any illustrations you'd like to see run, any product data that you'd like to see, and then again, any of the incentives and things that Sydney covered, we can also get you details on. So, Sydney, thank you again, and thank you everybody else for jumping on.
Thank you for having me.
You bet. We'll talk to you all soon.